Hi, welcome back to the workshop for episode 22 of the Rickenbacker 620 12-string build. And in this episode, we're going to turn it into something that looks a lot more like a guitar by finally getting those body wings glued on. Okay, so in the last episode, we got these body wings located onto their little splines that hold them into position, ready for getting them glued on. However, can't do that straight away because there's still some excess material that needs to be taken off the neck profile. And I can't do that unless I can get a router right into these corners. So our first job is going to be to mark up where the fretboard comes to and then trim away that material with the router fairly close to where the fretboard is going to go so that there's very, very little material to clean away when we actually do the neck shaping. And realistically, it's just a case of kind of running a pencil line down there on both sides. And taking the fretboard off. And of course, because the fretboard is located on these two little cocktail sticks that locate into the holes in the neck, this will go on in exactly the right position once we've got it all trimmed down again. So we'll remove that, and of course we're going to have to take the truss rod out and just get these wings and the splines and everything out of the way as well. And I'm probably thinking the best way I can actually do this is just to get it in the vise. And I think while I'm at it, I'm just going to pop this little logo out and try and not leave anything to chance. And then all I've done is I've cut this piece of MDF down. This is the factory edge from the board, and I've checked it is nice and straight and exactly what we need for this job. So nothing new here, nothing you haven't seen me do 1,000 times before. We're just going to use a bit of super glue and masking tape to fasten this as careful as we can onto that line that we've drawn. And then we can get the flush trim router out and with a pattern bit, just slowly work our way down the side of here. I'll probably take this in 3 or 4 passes, 5 or so millimeters at a time, just so I'm not taking too much material out. Okay, so that's the first side done. Tiny little bit of cleaning up work to do, kind of at this transition here and at the heel end. But other than that, that's gone really well. Very happy with it. So I'll get this template off, get rid of the masking tape, and we'll do exactly the same thing on the other half. Okay, so that's all seems to have gone okay. So we'll get rid of that template. There's a little bit of cleaning up work needed just around that transition into the headstock, and we just need to smooth out the sides of that, but I think everything's gone pretty much okay there. So just going to put this fretboard back on and make sure that that still fits, and that's absolutely spot on. Still a little bit of cleaning up to do in these transitions, but apart from that, that's absolutely perfect. So next up, I'm going to get the bobbin sander out and we'll just clean up these bits, and then hopefully we'll be ready for some glue. Okay, and that's that all done. Fits pretty much exactly how I want it to. There's still a tiny little bit of cleanup to do, but it's worth remembering that virtually all of this material will be removed when we do the neck carve, so there really isn't any point cleaning that up at this point in time. It's literally just the tiny little bit at the top where it joins onto the fretboard that we'll kind of need to clean up a little bit, but obviously we don't need to do that right now. Okay, so with that done, I don't really see any reason now why we can't get these body wings glued on. I've been having to think about it, and I've kind of run as many scenarios through my head as I possibly can regarding the work that we need to get done to complete this build. And I can't think of anything that we need to do that we can't do with the body wings on. So I'm happy to kind of go for this now and get these glued on. Now, this is a little bit of an awkward shape, but happily, I actually saved the bits of wood that we cut out of there in the first place, so that will help me no end in getting this clamped together successfully. I did actually think about gluing these on individually, but I've decided against that. I think we can get a perfectly good glue up doing them both at the same time. So nothing for it really is to just get a little bit of glue out and get this all put together. it is, for the first time actually together and feeling a lot more guitar-like. There's a little bit of cleaning up work to do, but I've only given this glue a couple of hours to dry, so some of this squeeze out is still a little bit too wet to do anything with. So I'll set this to one side to dry up properly, but I just want to check before I do anything else that the top still fits as it should. And yep, that's absolutely spot on. So got to be happy with that. So you might think the next obvious thing to do is to actually get this top permanently glued on. And I'll be honest, I'm quite desperate to do that. However, I still don't fully understand what the situation is with the pickups, which ordinarily wouldn't be so much of a problem, but because we've got the adjuster down this end, I do want to make that removable. It probably won't need to come out often, but I feel for kind of maintenance purposes, being able to lubricate the working area of the truss rod if I need to, it would be a benefit to be able to get it out. And I don't fully understand how these Rickenbacker pickups work in regard to their routing. As far as I know, there's just one fairly small route that goes in right on the center line of the pickup that allows for the pole piece screws that protrude from the bottom of the pickup. The rest of it is actually quite proud of the body of the guitar, but I can't say that for certain. And I don't want to risk gluing this on and losing the opportunity to actually do what I need to do with this. So I'll leave that until my pickups arrive. They are on order, so they should be on the way. So while I'm waiting for that, I'll turn my attention to the electrics and getting these pick guards and everything sorted out. But that's all going to be for the next episode. I think we've covered quite enough ground on this one. So as always, like if you've liked, subscribe if you haven't already done so, and I'll look forward to seeing you very soon. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye bye.